Hi guys, so I want to share with you my favorite paints to use in art. I use these Deco Art Americana acrylic paints in so many different projects that you guys see me use, and I absolutely love them. I do have my phone because I want to make sure that I tell you everything that I want to tell you, so I made notes on my phone. But these are just fabulous paints, and I think that people think that they're just your run-of-the-mill basic acrylic paints, but they're really not. Actually, they're much more superior than the craft paints that you find at the craft store. I mean, they're really wonderful, and they come in a whole bunch of fabulous colors that I love to use. These are just some of my favorite ones that you guys see me use all the time in tutorials. We have like the Citron Green, I have the sea aqua, I have the bright yellow, I have the deep periwinkle, the pansy pink, the wild orchard. Those are kind of, and oh my goodness, the Bahama blue. You can't forget about that one. I love this one. But the reason why these paints are superior, I'm just going to say it because it's true, to most other craft paints like Craft Smart or Anita's or even Folk Art, even though, yeah, Folk Art. And then I also have this one too, Peacock Teal. That's a good one too. And the other brands too. Sorry, I'm not familiar with a lot of them because I mostly use the Deco Arts Americanas. But the reason why they are superior to those other paints is because they're Lightfast, which means, and what that means is that if you use a regular craft paint, it doesn't have very much pigment in it, and over time it will fade or it will yellow. Or the color just will not be as vibrant as when you first paint it, unless you seal it, and then sometimes that's even hit and miss. But these are Lightfast. So, I mean, they cost what, like less than $2 a bottle in the craft store, and you have such a wonderful paint. And especially if you're starting out, you know, and you just want to experiment and see if you like painting, your paintings that you make with this beautiful paint will last for years to come. You know, you can sell your art. You don't have to worry because they're Lightfast. And they have a matte finish, which is wonderful. And what I love about these paints too is that with one coat, with most projects, you're fine. Like some craft paints that I've used, I have to keep adding coat after coat. You can see the brush marks. It's just not very fun. Just not at all. Sorry, I dropped my phone there. But these are so fun and super simple to use. So they just have a beautiful coverage, you know, and I just really enjoy using them. And the best part is they dry in like 15 minutes, depending on where you know, your humidity level. Pretty much they dry a lot faster for me, and they come just in the most beautiful colors. I'm just going to scroll through. I mean, and this is just a few, right? And you can go on their website. I love to go on their website and do research. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I turn it a little bit. Oh no, you can't really see it. But I will include it at the end. I'll take pictures of it or something. But they just have the most beautiful colors. And a wonderful color chart where you can see, I mean, they have over 253 bright pigments that offer excellent coverage in one coat. I mean, just beautiful. They're durable, they're intermixable, so you can make your own custom colors if you want, and they have bright pigments. Like, they're really saturated and the colors are just bright, and when you put them on a project, you're just like, wow, this is amazing. And it's a craft paint, which is fun, and they're really easy to clean off too. Like, you can use soap and water and you're good. And they're thicker than most other craft paints too, I've noticed. They're not as watery, and when you use them, I do recommend that you shake them really well, and depending on how transparent the colors are, like maybe with the yellow, and maybe like lighter colors that are, you know, in their nature transparent, you will have to do one coat, but usually I don't even have to worry about that. Usually it's fine. And they're water-based, they're non-toxic, and they can be varnished with any type of finish that you want. So if you like, even though they dry matte, you can make them glossy, even you can make them satin. You know, there's just so many different things that you can do, and I absolutely love these. These are just one of my most favorite projects and most favorite products from Deco Arts that they make, and it just comes in so many colors, and these are well loved. You can tell, like, I just love these. And there's paint all over the bottles, and I just always am discovering new beautiful colors, and they work on almost any surface too, which I don't think lots of people know. So you can use them on basically any surface that you want. I mean, you might have to seal, you might have to prime with a special primer, but you can use them on everything. And they last for 5 to 7 years. You just want to make sure that you shake them up. You can use them on fabric, you can use them on metal, you can use them on glass, as long as you use a proper medium, which I will talk about too. Okay, so super fun. And also too, the paint cures itself. So really, if you didn't want to use a varnish, you don't have to, because acrylic paints, especially of this caliber, are self-sealing too. But you do want to heat set things too. Like, especially with your fabric. When you're painting on fabric, you want to make sure that you do heat set it, and you can put it in the dryer, which I do a lot. So I use these paints with the fabric medium, which is, this is an Americana Deco Arts fabric medium. I use that in the paints. It's 1-to-1 ratio, or let me see, I'm saying that 2-to-1. So you mix 2-part paint to 1-part medium. I use it all the time on my tote bags, and also on some other projects that you guys will see on purses and stuff. And you just heat set it with an iron, or you throw it in the dryer, and it's fine. You can wash it, and it's totally awesome, which people love with tote bags, because you're like shopping, and you know, you get something, you spill something inside your tote bag. And with the bags that I paint with these fabulous paints, you don't have to worry about that. You can just wash it, and you're ready to go. So if you want to use these with fabric, you will use the fabric medium, Deco Arts, or the textile medium is what they call it too. It has very clear instructions, and it's super simple to use, and you can use it with any Deco Art paint basically. And they have different finishes for their acrylic paints, but I'll share those with you one at a time, because then I will totally overwhelm you. And then this is the multi-purpose sealer, but if you were painting on glass, you would use this first to prime your surface, which is really cool. So like if I was painting like a glass vase, and I just had to use, like, let's say this peacock teal, I just had to use that, right? And even though Deco Arts has tons of glass paints, I just had to use this particular color. I could still use it because this is such a beautiful color and a wonderful company that they make it so that we can use this paint on basically every surface. So all you would do is just prime it with the multi-purpose sealer. Again, this is Deco Arts or Americana. And then you let that dry, and then you can apply your peacock teal, and then you can seal it too, either with a varnish or also with this product too, and the paint won't peel or cake off. So super cool. Okay. And then also too, I love this. It's the pearlized medium. So if you want to kind of add a little pearl or a little iridescent to these colors, you can use this medium. It's 1-to-1, and it you can apply it with a brush or with a sponge once you mix it together, and it just increases the shimmer. Okay, so that's a good product to use too. Again, it's Deco Arts, and these paints, they last for a long time because you don't need as much as other paints. So like I'll see myself like going through bottles and bottles of craft paint, you know, of Craft Smart or Anita's, and I'll just be like, well, what's going on? I'm using so much paint. But these have such a great coverage that you don't ever have to worry about that. So I'll show you. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to show you some techniques, okay? So this is a piece of cardstock, okay? And this is Anita's Craft Paint, multi-purpose. And I don't like to talk about anyone's product, but I have not had the best experience with this paint. I mean, I should show you, like my mom painted a canvas that she saw, like this project at Michael's, and she loved kind of a color from Anita's, but she used it and it just, the paint kind of cracked. It was very transparent. It just did not have a very good coverage. So yeah, so I'm going to show you. the difference between the two paints. And you'll be able to tell, I promise. Okay, so if we go here, I'm just going to use a piece of plastic. And this is their Island Blue. Okay, first of all, it gets these, I bought this paint like less than 2 or 3 months ago, and already it has like this little booger thing, and I've never had that problem with the Deco Arts paint, right? So that's kind of annoying, and that's product, right? That's wasted. And then I'm going to get kind of a similar color to this one. So I think probably the Peacock is really close, so that's what we're going to use. And when you use these paints, you just want to shake them up a little bit. Okay. And see how smooth and creamy that comes out? Do you see that? And it's not thin, it's thick, but it's creamy, and it spreads around very, very easily. Now I'm going to grab a brush, okay? Okay, and we're going to start with the Anitas, okay? And it's a dry brush, I dried it off, okay? And we're going to go in, and you see that it's streaky, right? And really, it's not covering up the text at all. Like, I can still see all the text. It's not covering very well at all, okay? Now, if I rinse off my brush and I dry it really, really good, we're going to put these right next to each other. And I just want you to see kind of the finishes too, because I'll dry it off so you can see. So I'm going to go right into my Deco Arts one. See how beautifully that spreads, and even here on the plastic you can see how transparent that is, right? Can you see that like clear part? And I did the exact same thing with the Deco Arts one. I don't have that problem. So let's go in and look at the coverage on that. Do you see that? It completely covers the text. And it will show through a little bit when it dries, but not as much as this. This is like a watercolor. It's really like chalky. It's not, it does, you can tell that it doesn't have a lot of pigment. And that's what I was saying about the Anitas. When my mom did her picture, she likes matte finishes, but it was very chalky. That's the best way to describe it. But the Deco Arts one is just matte. It's not chalky, okay? And we'll just set that aside to dry, okay? And I'll show you. This is a piece of cardstock, okay? And I just want to show you just how easily this goes on. I mean, my brush is a little dry, but look at this. I mean, with one coat, you could see I could do one coat on this whole piece of paper or on a canvas, and I don't have to worry. It's completely covered. I can't see anything through, and it just goes on so smooth and silky. So I love Deco Arts paints, as you can tell. So I'm going to just hit this with some heat just because I want to show you. And you see that I got my paintbrush in that thing. Happens to me a lot though. Especially when I use that pesky heat gun. Okay, so these are both dry. Okay? And you can see the coverage. You can see some of the text coming out, you know, of the Deco Arts one, but the coverage is better. It's more pigmented, and I just love putting like varnishes over the colors because they even pop more. Even though this is beautiful, you can make it pop more with the varnishes and the finishes. So it's a really great paint, and like I said, you can use it on tons of things, and it really lasts. It's Lightfast, so I recommend that you go buy some Deco Art paint. Because it's the best. It's just wonderful. And I think, like, I see lots of videos where people are like, well, I can't afford to paint. Yes, you can. Go buy some Deco Art paint. And like on eBay, I'm sorry, not on eBay, like on oh my gosh, what am I? On Amazon, you can get like a whole pack of them, which I will link below, of like beautiful, gorgeous colors that you can use. You know, that they come in a pack, and it's super affordable, and you can experiment with all their amazing colors. I mean, that's a great way to start out. Just get like a little starter kit, and you can paint masterpieces. Like, this is not just for paper. It's not just for paper crafts. You can use it on so many different things. You can paint beautiful canvases with flowers or whatever, or people, or whatever you want, and it's just really pretty. And I like it too because you can make it transparent. So I can add water to this and make it transparent, but it will not have this chalky kind of look that Anita's has. So yeah. I've just been very disappointed with their paints. And like I said, I've never had it like have a little booger thing on it. They're really easy to unclog. So like if you are not the best at letting at putting the tops on like I am, unfortunately, then you can just get a skewer and you can stick it right through in the paint. It's fine, you know, and just wipe it off. And it's fine. And then you just want to shake them up just to distribute the pigment, but it's just such a beautiful product, and I hope that you use it. I hope that you fall in love with their wonderful paints like I have, and they just have beautiful consistency. You can just make gorgeous marks and just mix colors and add them on top of each other, and I mean, just make pretty things. They blend just beautifully. I mean, so many of my backgrounds are just with these beautiful paints, and people say, oh, your work is so colorful, it's so beautiful, and it's like, it's just Deco Art paints. What can I say? I mean, I'll show you, like, these are like some postcards that I made, and I sealed them with a matte sealer or a matte varnish, and they're just so beautiful. It's all Deco Art's paints. And look at the color. I mean, it's just so pretty and bright. You can see it. It's really just gorgeous, right? Absolutely pretty. And these I made for my patrons. They got a thank you card, and I made a bunch of them because I totally fell in love with the technique. But just beautiful. I mean, this is another one that I made just with Deco paints and Deco Arts paints, with the stenciling and everything. Another really fun background. So it's really fun. The colors are just so vibrant and beautiful. And you see that I use like the Bahama, can you see that? Or the peacock. Yeah, I use the peacock teal. I use the citron green. You can see, and I even threw in some neons too, which their neons are even more dynamic. I love the neons. They're so bright and beautiful. So I threw some of those in too, but just fun. And you can see like, you can just see the beautiful coverage that I got. It's pretty much covered. So I hope you try out these paints. I'm sorry that it's a long review. Hopefully you got all the information that you wanted, but I'm just so excited about these paints, and I love using them. And I see people that are like, oh, I can't paint because I don't have enough money to buy professional paints. And it's like, you know what? There's a great company that makes affordable art materials for us, and it's Deco Arts, and I'm so grateful for them because we can have fun and we can do crafts and we can sell our projects, and it doesn't cost us a ton of money. It's a really wonderful experience. And then I think when you use paints that are affordable, it makes you more free, right? Like, it's not so precious that you can't use it or you don't feel free to make a mistake, because there's some products that I have that I bought and I'm like, this is so precious, like I can't use it because I'm going to do something wrong and it's going to turn out horrible, and then I would have wasted all this money on a product. Not with these paints. You know, you can use them, enjoy them, buy a new bottle for a couple bucks when you're done. I mean, but it takes a while to use up these little bottles because they are pigmented. Most of the times I put one layer. I mean, I can't even think of the last time where I had to put a couple layers, and it just turns out awesome, and I love it. So I hope you try them out. I will have a link to this beautiful paint on Amazon, so I hope you check it out. I'll put a link to all my favorite colors and also to that sampler kit that I was telling you about. It's beautiful to stencil with this paint too. It just, the colors are bright and beautiful, and it has such a nice, like, texture to it, and it dries super fast. It does. It dries super quick. I mean, it's like done. And all I'm going to do is just wash my hands. It's fine. So I will put a link to the little sampler pack too, so you can check that out. But it's really awesome, and I hope that you give it a try. So, and it's a great way for you to support my channel. If you maybe are interested in trying out a few Deco Arts colors, you can just hit the link below and it will take you to the product. And if you buy it using my link, then I get a little bit of money, and when I say a little, I mean a tiny bit, but it always helps. So I appreciate your support in that way. But hopefully you will try these wonderful paints. Okay, guys, so I will see you next time. Make sure you use their color chart. It's online, and they show you all the colors with all the names that are available. So yeah, you can go check that out and enjoy all the beautiful colors, because wow, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more pinks, and they have like 20 pinks, or you know, probably like 10, I'm exaggerating, or 5 or something, but they're beautiful pinks. But they just have such a variety of colors. I mean, 263, can you believe that? Plus neons and all the other wonderful paints types that they have. So it's just amazing, and I love it. Okay, guys, so I'll see you later. Please share this video if you know someone that has been looking for craft paints that are superior, that you can use, you know, even if you're a professional, really, then I hope that you will share this video with them. Hit that share button below, and make sure you check out the links if you want to get some of these fabulous paints. And I will see you guys next time. Have a fabulous day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for your support. I love you. Bye-bye.